Hello, this is Community Unity Now, the D Tycoon Show. My co-host, Bill Morton, is not with us today. I am Trudy Leong, administrator of the Rogers Parker Chamber of Commerce, and Bill is the president of the chamber. Our very special guest today is Maria Drell. She is the executive and founder of the Brazilian Cultural Center of Chicago. Welcome, Maria. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you, Trudy. Thank you for inviting me today and for coming and talking to you.
So, Maria, what does the center do?
First of all, let me do a little introduction about myself.
Okay.
My name is Maria Drell. I am from Brazil. I've been in Chicago for about 40 some years. So right now I have my heart in Brazil and my home in Chicago. I am the president founder of the Brazilian Cultural Center of Chicago. We are a nonprofit organization. We've been in existence for about 25 years. And today we are here to talk a little bit about the Brazilian Cultural Center of Chicago and about what we do and how we can serve you.
Okay, well, what do you do?
Well, the Brazilian Cultural Center of Chicago is a nonprofit organization. We are 501c3, so we were founded over 25 years ago. We have many activities. First of all, the Brazilian Cultural Center does not have a physical location. We do have an office, and we are located in Edgewater. However, we go throughout the city. We've done events with almost everyone in the city of Chicago. So, classroom. So if you're a teacher and you need us to come to your classroom, the Brazilian Cultural Center of Chicago can come to the classroom. We are volunteer-based, which means we have no staff. We have no paid staff right now. So we have a board volunteer for the Cultural Center. And but we have done all this work with our volunteers' activities, educational program for young children. We've done block parties. We've done all different types of activities to actually promote Brazil in Chicago.
So, if a teacher wants to invite the Brazilian Cultural Center to the classroom, what happens? How do they get in touch with you? And then what do you do in the classroom for the kids?
Okay, actually, in order to get in touch with us, we have an Instagram page. We have an Instagram profile, Brazilian with Z, Brazilian Cultural Center. You also can call us. You actually reach me at 312-404-7180. And that's my phone number. And you can also direct message us. So once we go in the classroom, depending, we support teachers' curriculum. So if you're doing at Unity in Brazil, and if we're doing teaching the kids about the Amazon, or teaching about the culture of Brazil, about food, we'll come, we do presentations with the kids, with the children. We also have different types of games. We have strategic games from the Amazon that I can bring from the indigenous peoples of Brazil.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes.
So, in other words, those are the games that the indigenous people play at home. That's how they have fun among each other? Or
some of these ancient games, we have one that's called Jaguar game. The Jaguar game is a strategic game that we've been using in the classroom for over 12 years. The kids usually use the board as a board game. So on the board game, the kids will play. They use different pieces for the game. They can use beans. They can use corn kernels. They can use little stones, different stones. It's a very interesting strategic game with kids can play in the backyard in Brazil, in the backyard, in the beach. So it is a kind of game that will keep the kids just engaged.
Nice.
Not only learning about how to play with, how to play the games and interact with each other in a positive way, but also at the moment they are learning about Brazil, about our culture, about our people, and how diverse Brazil is, and geography. So we actually cover, even with the game, with a strategic game, we can cover the whole country, different aspects of Brazilian culture.
Wow. So what is the game called again? And kind of spell it so we could look it up.
It's Jaguar. It's Jaguar. Jaguar game.
Oh, jaguar. That's
And
cat.
actually,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. So we do have the boards we made ourselves. So we have different boards. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, so do the kids learn about the culture, about animals, about food? What do they learn about Brazil with playing that game?
Through with the game, what we have through this strategic game, not only they learning about the culture, because when I explain to them where the game comes from, why Brazil, how did the game get in Brazil, when we explain all the aspects of just one little piece of activity, they're learning about geography, they're learning about math, they're learning about communicating, they are learning different words in Portuguese.
And do they learn about the Brazilian history as well?
Yeah, at the different times. With the strategic game, what we do is we focus just mostly on the indigenous people. When we do a presentation in the classroom for the children or for the whole classroom, we do cover history, we cover food. Usually when we go into a classroom, the teachers have already interacted with the children. They've already been teaching about Brazil. And then from that point on, we come as supporting, as a supporter of their curriculum.
Okay. So it's probably like a history class or some kind of or other that you will be going into. A history teacher might call What kind of teachers would usually call the Brazilian Cultural Center to interact with their classes?
It depends a lot. It depends a lot because if you're working with K through 12, and you bring in your expertise as educational resources into the classroom, many times we receive calls from teachers in social studies. Social studies, which actually include also at K through 12, maybe geography. Or maybe like during Black History Month in February when we come and we do information. We bring into the classroom information about Afro-Brazilians and we do a little comparison, contest. So the students will learn more about what we do. We can bring Afro-Brazilian martial art, which is called capoeira, 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 Afro-Brazilian martial art.
What's that?
With Afro-Brazilian martial art, which was brought to Brazil during the transatlantic slave trade, which means that even though at the time was not over 500 years ago, in around 15, 16, 1700 was not called Afro-Brazilian martial art, was a different kind of game. Capoeira in Brazil became an Afro-Brazilian martial art, but it became a way of people who had been enslaved in Brazil to actually defend themselves. So a way of life, a game style that was once was transplanted to Brazil, it became a fight, it became a dance. So capoeira now has several different diversions. It actually goes in different directions. So there are several centers of capoeira around Chicago, which I won't be naming them. But there are some capoeira centers, and if you are interested in learning more and having us bringing an Afro-Brazilian martial art into your classroom, you just need to
So
contact us.
is that like a dance, martial art? What is it again?
Afro-Brazilian martial art.
What is it? Is it a game or is it a dance? What is it?
Afro-Brazilian martial art? How can I explain that? A martial art. A martial art.
Who
So
is it
what
about?
I can tell you right now about Afro-Brazilian dance, martial art that came from Africa and became into like a dance fight.
Oh,
Please get in touch with us. Our phone number is 312-404-7180. We can also do demonstration in the classroom, and you can go more into detail because right now, actually, for the kids, like it's really great just to have like a demonstration, and many times to showing to the kids how actually is played and the dynamics of it. You have to play in a circle, how many people, all that is explained during the demonstration.
is it a little bit like a break dancing?
No, it's not
No.
break dancing.
Because
No.
they kind of compete
And
against
that's
each
why
other too.
sometimes if you're not familiar with, and I know a lot of our teachers, when they are teaching history and they are in the classroom, they have actually an idea. So it's not, it's a way of capoeira is more than a dance. Capoeira is more than a fight, and capoeira is an Afro-Brazilian heritage. That's what I can tell you. I can also, you can call us, get in touch, try to learn as much as you can, and we welcome you to get in touch with us.
How do you outreach? How do teachers learn about you? Do you go to schools? How do people learn? The teachers learn about you. I'm glad that we're doing community unity now, so when people watch that they could spread the word. But how do you outreach so that more people know about it and the teachers call you?
So throughout the 25 years that we have been in existence, we go to different workshops. We are in contact. We have several teachers that most of the time they actually Google and they find us. They find us through Google, through online search. Additionally, we come to different workshops. If the public schools or if the schools in Chicago are doing a workshop, we attend it and bring information about Brazil. We'll speak directly to the teachers. So we do engagement. We are also part of different organizations. I am part of the Illinois Secretary of State Advisory Board. So many of the organizations and the teachers through the recommendation, word of mouth, search engines. We do have a mailing list. We don't have a website, but we do. The Brazilian Culture Center has a Facebook page. Also, if you Google Brazilian Culture Center of Chicago, most likely we get Maria Drell, of course. I'm president founder, and I've been with the organization for all these years. But we also have a mailing list. So wherever we go, whenever we have community engagement, or if there is an event, a festival, we have festivals in Edgewater, in Andersonville, in Rogers Park. So we go to a lot of open events like festivals where we have a table and talk to the community. We talk to the community, we talk to the teachers. So we have a lot to offer.
You said Brazil is very diverse. So who are we talking about in that diversity?
In the country, We're talking about, actually from Bahia. I'm from the northeast of Brazil. Northeast of Brazil, we look along the coast. So Bahia is one of the most largest black population in Brazil. It's actually, we are in Bahia about 80%. So we have to south, southeast, north, northeast, and we have the center of the country. So we have 5 different regions. All the regions are different as far as food, people. Most of many of the indigenous people, either in the south of Brazil, not in the south, but in the south of Bahia. We have Bahia in the northeast along the coast, and the south of Bahia, a lot of indigenous people. We also have groups of indigenous people in the north of Brazil, like Amazon, through Pará, and many in the center of the country. Then the largest population of Japanese outside of Japan, so that's the second population. Then we have people from different parts of Europe who are in the south of Brazil, and mostly in the northeast, people of African descent. In the northeast, some Portuguese and Spanish people. So Brazil is very diverse as far as food, and if you go from north to south, and the spices and the like in many countries, like we did recently, I think it was about, 6 months ago, we had an event that was called From Bahia to the Bayou, which was an event that focused on food, but food from Bahia, where I come from, with food from New Orleans. So in New Orleans, we have a lot of similarity, like we cook with okra, we use a lot of shrimp. We have specific spices that we use in both cultures. So when we did From Bahia to the Bayou, it was more than just sitting and eating, was interacting, learning about the culture of Bahia, and also learning about the culture of Louisiana and New Orleans specifically, and its food and its cuisine. So those are some of the events that we do, like cooking classes, talking about the diversity, and that's where you find that in the southern Brazil, you see people eating more what we call churrasco, which is Brazilian style barbecue. Where do you find that some few restaurants in Chicago that have barbecue?
So the people in Louisiana and the Bayou, a lot of those are Brazilian. The Cajun, is the Cajun related to the Brazilians?
Many people of African descent, when they came from, they were brought into these countries in the north and south, southern hemisphere. They brought with them many staples of food and spice that to this day many of us use. So when we did From Bahia to the Bayou, we had like food made with like okra. That's something that we cook in Bahia. We cook a lot of okra. So what we did is we did the Cajun. We did some of the Cajun food. We did some of the Bahian food, and then we did a comparison. And from that comparison contrast, we find similarities and differences. What we call a cultural connection. So we connect the people through food.
So when you talk about Bayou, is that Bayou in Brazil, or are you talking about the Louisiana Bayou?
We don't have a bayou. A bayou is, I believe that a bayou is...
kind of like a swamp?
A bayou is a different piece of land. When I say Bahia, Bahia is a bay.
Okay. So from Bahia to the Bayou, Bayou is the Bayou in Brazil or Bayou in Louisiana? Bayou in Brazil.
From Bahia, from the state of Bahia to the bayou was just an expression that we used because Louisiana is known for its bayou.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, when let's talk about the dance too. For Carnival, so those dances are, a lot of people are interested in those dances. Do you bring any of that to the students? Because maybe like some dance classes or dance teachers, music teachers are interested in that.
Most of the programs that we have were educational programs that we do in the classroom. Many of them do not involve, especially the dancer from Carnival. So we actually kind of steer away from that because most of the people associate that with exotic and really think about Brazil, we think about exotic. But we do have different types of folk dances in that we work on. We had a couple years ago, we had a group from Brazil that did Afro-Brazilian dance. Afro-Brazilian dance. You see, when I spoke in the beginning about Afro-Brazilian capoeira, which is Afro-Brazilian martial art. With martial art is a type of fight dance that we do more like. But then we have different types of dance, and once we come into the classroom, we show the children. This is different types of. Maybe I won't be citing the different types, so for the sake of time, we won't be going into the different dance, but due to many groups that have arrived in Brazil, the different types of dance may be, we have samba. Just for samba can be a rhythm. Samba is a dance. Samba has different, probably like over 35 different titles for samba. So when people say
variations of samba?
Yeah. When people say samba, we have bossa nova, we can be samba bossa. We have different rhythms. It's not just one beat. One name for samba, probably 36 different types of samba or different rhythms.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
What about the music? How is the Brazilian music brought to Chicago?
Brazilian music, just shortly, Brazilian music that mostly people know was bossa nova. That was brought to the U.S. in the early 1960s, probably 1960, between 1960 and 1965. So bossa nova, we have choro. So there are different groups in Chicago. We do have a newsletter, and as far as if you get in touch with us, follow us on Instagram, you may see different. We post information about the dance groups in Chicago. We post about the music, the samba groups in Chicago. We just had one last week. There was an event where they had a samba group. They different throughout the summer too. If you go to Chicago Summer Dance, check their calendar. There may be a Brazilian group. There may be different Brazilians coming to the neighborhood near you or to your next festival.
So people, if they want to ask questions about the Brazilian culture, there are things that the Brazilian Cultural Center does. But if there's anything that concerns Brazilian culture in Chicago, you would know about it as well.
Yes. So you may contact us at 312-404-7180, 312-404-7180, and that's it's a mobile, it's a cell number. And you may also contact us at Brazilian Cultural Center at outlook.com. That's our email, Brazilian with a Z, Brazilian Cultural Center at outlook.com.
Thank you so much, Maria Drell, President and founder of the Brazilian Cultural Center of Chicago. From Bill Morton, President of the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce, and me, Trudy Leong, Administrator of the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce, we thank you so much for watching Community Unity Now, the D Tycoon Show, and we will see you again next week.
Thank you so much for inviting me
Thank
today.
you,
Thank
Maria.
you, Judy.
Thank you.
Thank you.